got a chance to see the first 5 episodes of Season 6 of Cobra Kai. Let's talk about it right now. How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Frank Zenka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. We here talk about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. We're going to talk about some Cobra Kai. The first half of the last season, this is the final season of the show, is up on Netflix right now. They dropped it basically all at once. I'm really surprised that this show got to go on as long as it did on a streaming channel. We're going to end at 60 episodes. That's really, really unusual. Before we go any further, remember to give me a like and a subscribe. Remember that thumbs up, and you can ring that bell if you can. If you'd like to read anything that I've written, the description below will have the link to my Amazon page. Plus, it'll also have a link to our Kickstarter pre-launch page, because we are doing the Myth Lords Classic Monsters card game. This has the best Universal monsters in it, with Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, all the rest. We're going to unlock a 5th character, which is the Wicked Witch as well. There's also an Oz expansion. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, the link is in the description below, and you can just, all you do is sign up, and it'll notify you when we launch. We're also doing figures this time as well, if you like miniatures. All right, so anyway, let's jump into the first 5 episodes. And this is a little bit closer to my personal life, the Karate Kid franchise, because Marty Cove was in my Western, so he and I got pretty close when we were in LA. He is a big Western guy. I helped write a script for him as well. I've been to his house several times. And it's great to see that this got picked up. And while we were shooting, we had Billy Zabka showed up on set because he was trying to revitalize his career. So he was going to try to do something that was more of a interview type of show. So he came to the set with a camera, small little camera crew, got some interviews with us and stuff like that. But it was really, really nice guy, and I was so happy to see that this worked out so well for him. Couldn't happen to a nicer group of guys. So this show is created by the same guys who did Obliterated, and 2 of the 3 guys that did the Harold and Kumar series. So this was created by Josh Harold, John Hurwitz, and Hayden Schlossberg. So these guys have obviously been together for a while. They don't have a ton of credits, but when they hit, I did not watch Obliterated. It was a little bit silly for me. I do like Cobra Kai. I think it has a lot of heart. I think they're able to do that. I do not think that this is the strongest start of any of the series, though. I think this is the weakest start of all of them. And that is because they left the last season with everybody, singing Kumbaya. I'm surprised after that, huge battle with Silver in the last one that nobody got arrested besides him. I mean, there was assaults going on everywhere. And obviously nobody pressed charges. It's very, very strange. I don't know how any of that would work. That should have been at least addressed, that there was no charges drawn up or anything to that effect. Because I can't imagine everybody claiming self-defense, but even if they claim self-defense, the charges had to be brought up because people were beating each other up. That just doesn't happen today's day and time with no consequences. So a little bit put off by that, but that's about my only really critique. Otherwise, I think it's really good. So the cast is great. The episodes are now up to about $2 million per episode for a half hour, which is not very big. So $2 million, so you're looking at about $20 million or so for each season. And if you compare that to The Acolyte at $180 million, which is the better show. See, It doesn't take a lot of money to make a good show. What I'm saying is that the budget doesn't dictate the quality of the show. So you could do a show for $20 million that goes on for 60 episodes, and then you could pour $180 million into a very bad show, and it sees 8 episodes. Was it even 8 or was it 6? I don't even know. I didn't watch Acolyte like a bunch of other Star Wars fans didn't. But Ralph Macchio always does a great job. He embodies his character very well, just like Billy Zabka embodies his character, and he plays that one very well. The whole cast returns, which is great that everybody keeps returning. So Courtney Hengler plays the wife. She's always very sexy as far as I'm concerned. Zolo, if I say that name right, from Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was never going to work out, man. People have to start realizing that if it doesn't work in the comics, it's not going to work on the screen. There's an old saying, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. So that's the thing. If it doesn't work for the comic people, for the comic, not newbies, but for the collectors that have been on, and that's standing with Kamala there from the Marvels. She never worked in comics. So it was never going to work on the screen, no matter how many times you throw her on it. And the same thing with Blue Beetle. You could keep throwing that character onto the screen, but he's never going to be popular. It's just never going to happen. And the same thing is going to happen with Falcon America. It did not work in the comics. It dies every time they try to throw that out. Because Falcon is Falcon and Captain America is Captain America. It's never going to coincide. And I wish they'd understand that. But anyway, we start this season with everybody, all together. Everybody's happy. We have Sam and Tori are finally, becoming friends to the point where, and I'm not really going to do any spoilers here, but friends to the point where they won't even attack each other anymore because they're so standoffish. They know that their friendship or the newly created friendship is on shaky ground, and they don't want to shake that up. So Johnny decides that he's going to try to get involved, which was very funny. I thought it was a very funny episode where he was getting involved. And Robbie and Miguel are brothers now. Technically, they are brothers. I don't think that Carmen and Johnny are married, but they might as well be because they're expecting a baby. So there's stuff like that. And then I think that, and even they tried to even make Anthony, because he was the most annoying character in the first season. Then he disappeared completely. Now they brought him back, and they're making him at least a likable character now. But I guess they listened to fans, and they just realized they made him just too annoying. My biggest problem with this season so far is Kenny, because I like Kenny. I think he's a good character. And then they did everything that they could to bring him onto Miyagi-Do. And then they did something mean to him, and now he's gone again. So I don't understand what they're doing here. And I was looking for the other girl, the Asian girl. She's really, really good. Her character has had a really good arc throughout. And with Johnny and I'm glad that the Eagle Fang name is gone. So I was looking for the actor, the actress that does oh God, what is her name? Lee or something to that effect. I think it is Lee. But I think she's really good. But I like that character. There it is. Una O'Brien. So she's an Asian Irish. Which is maybe why she has that very exotic look. But yeah, Devin Lee, she plays. I like that character a lot. And we'll see what happens with it. And then we actually get to see Kyler Park. Because we have a whole thing going on about colleges, which I appreciate because going through picking a college and deciding what you're going to do with your life and etc. is a tough time. And any teenagers watching this will appreciate that conflict, that internal and external, because are you following your friends? Are you following yourself? You're afraid of going off by yourself and starting brand new. Believe me, with all the moves I've done, from different states, I definitely feel that too. I leaving my friends to hopefully find new friends, and hopefully start a new life. And it's been my first year here in Atlanta from LA after 18 years, so it's tough. And then we have the conflict between Gianni and Hawk, which I care a little less about. I've never really been a Dimitri fan. I always thought he was kind of a dweeb. But his girlfriend, Jasmine, who I've never really paid attention to before. I just worked with her when I went to work on the Crispin Glover film in L.A., Annalisa Cochran. And she's a really, really good actress. She only has one scene in this entire half season. But I hope to work with her again, but I guess we will see. But she's very good, and it was good to see her at least pick up a scene here so far. And the big change of events would be obviously Tori's character. I won't tell you what happens, but there's a lot of stuff that happens with that character. And then, of course, the biggest problem also with this season, like I was starting to say, was that everybody in the beginning is all getting along. And that's the problem with this episode or this season so far, because it had to be a very, very slow burn because, again, we ended the last season with everybody all together, teaming up against Silver to beat him. And now we have to tear them apart to a certain degree and establish a new villain. Kreese is back, but he's joined up with the other villainy system. So they had to introduce how Kreese was now attached to that other group. So again, there was a lot of pieces that they had to put together. So it's more of a slow burn than any of the other seasons. But we still get an action. I appreciate the fact that they give us an action scene or some kind of a fight scene every episode, no matter where they have to throw that in. And then they're kind of messing with lore of Miyagi at this point. I don't know if I'm really happy with that, but I guess we'll see where it goes. Arc for this season is them going I can't even say it. Sakai Takai. It's 2 words, but it sounds like 4. Sakai Takai. The actors must have been like, I know I can get this. I know I can get this. Sakai Takai. And they say it like it's no big deal, but they were in their head, they're going, God, I hope I don't mess that up. But anyway, I was kind of hoping this series would go to 100 episodes, but I guess they're ending it at 60. But still, that's a monumentous event to get to 60 episodes on any kind of streaming channel. I think this is the first one to ever get to that extent outside of a streaming channel picking up a series from network. But anyway, let me know what you guys think so far, but I love the show. Again, I just thought this one was a little bit too slow a burn because they had to pick up pieces and try to put them all together and make sure that all the characters had arcs, or brand new arcs, basically. And I think they're going to do a good job with it. It's just taking a little bit of time to get there. There's only 5 episodes left, and this show is over. I'm going to miss it. All right, again, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Check out some of my other videos that will pop up over here. Also, if you'd like to check out some of the stuff that I've written, it is going to be in the description. We'll have the link to my Amazon. Remember to give me that like, give me a subscribe. Also, comment if you can. All that helps with the algorithm. And remember that the link for Mythlords will also be down the bottom if you want to sign up to get a notification once we launch. That would be awesome. We have about 150 people by the time of my recording this. All right, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end. I greatly appreciate it. See you soon. Bye-bye.